Welcome back to Viewer's Voice. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the impacts of social media and the effects that it can have on people's views, emotions, and so many other things. For example, we use social media all the time, right? When we check out our phones, when we see if we got a text message, when we're just bored and want to do a little bit of scrolling, whether that may be on Instagram, TikTok, whatever the case may be. We use social media majority of the time. Maybe not a huge time, maybe not a huge portion of our day, if you know how to manage it. But even then, we like to check it out or use our phones here and there, right? And for someone that doesn't know how to manage it, for someone that understands that not everything you see on the internet should be taken heavily and just taken as if it's like the full truth and nothing but the truth, right? You understand that it's nothing severe in your life, right? Let's say you open up TikTok, you see a bunch of random junk, random funny videos, right? You understand that it's just some entertainment and none of this stuff is real, right? It's just people making up some videos and just putting some stuff together to make people laugh and joke around. And that's great if you understand the purpose behind it. Some people may look at it as true. Some people won't take it with a grain of salt and just believe whatever they may see, right? Some people may come across a particular video, person, whatever, right, and try to like take that in and compare it and try to apply it to their life, which may not go great for them. And these things could heavily and negatively impact someone else. And it's not the person's fault who created the video, but it's a matter of understanding that yes, not everything you see should be believed, let alone taken in, right? So if you see, let's say, some people are in your age group, in your age range, doing what you consider to be better than you, right? And that starts to affect how you think, how you look at your life. Now you're like, what am I doing? That kind of thing. You're putting yourself down. That's not something that you should be doing, right? Because you have to understand that what you see not only is it a different person, right? But it's a completely different place in the world, a completely different journey. And whatever they done, whatever they do currently does not need to apply to you, because there are so many other people out there that could be in a better position than where you are. But at the same time, understand that there's a bunch of people that could be in a much worse position. Now, I'm not saying use people that are in a worse position to uplift yourself and just be like, I'm doing great. But just understand that it's never rock bottom, right? So if you see a millionaire 19-year-old, right, and you realize that within yourself you are 19, or you're about to turn 19, or you're past 19, don't try to like put yourself down and be like, oh, why am I not where they are? Realize that you and that person have two very different journeys, have done very different things, and will continue to do very different things. Let's say maybe they're interested in marketing, right? So from age 14, they've been all about looking into marketing and ways that they can make money and all these other ways, right? And for you, that's not something that you ever will be interested in, right? Let's say you're interested in musicians, right? Music. And your route has just been trying to make music or be a producer or whatever. These are very two different journeys, right? Both you will make different forms of money at different times. It doesn't matter who makes it first. What's important is that both of you are doing what you are wanting to do, right? So let's say, they made money way sooner and faster off marketing. Realize that it's not just the occupation or the person, but it's just a matter of how much work they put in, and it's a matter of the work that you are willing to put in, right? And even then, not every person that wants to go into marketing will make that amount of money. Maybe they got lucky, maybe they worked hard for it. Regardless, it's a different journey, it's a different person. You are not on that journey. You are not that person, so don't try to like compare yourself to them. The same thing applies to looks, right? Some people will fake the way they look. Some people will throw on layers and layers of makeup or whatever to enhance their appearance. Don't feel like you have to compare your natural beauty to what they look like and try to put yourself down, because everyone is beautiful at the end of the day, despite what you look like. Because what someone else can consider beautiful is completely different to what someone else may consider beautiful, right? Let's say you have a friend, and in your friend's eyes, you could be very attractive to them, right? in someone else's eyes, it's not that you aren't beautiful, but you may not meet their beauty standard. You may not be their preference, right? It varies. But what's important is that despite whatever anyone else thinks, in your eyes and your terms, you are beautiful. Because there's just no distinctive standard or label to what is beautiful. But just realizing that at the end of the day, you do not need anything to change how you look just for others to find you more appealing or more attractive. Same thing with the careers and money thing I was just talking about. You do not need to change your pace of work or your work overall just to do what someone else is doing, right? So I see a lot of ways on the internet of people trying to help other people make money in terms of just putting them on to some different ways that they've made money in the past. And this is really great because it allows people to share their knowledge for free. And some people may need that money, right? Or some people may not just care what can get them cash, but they're just interested in trying out new things that may be like a side hustle for them, right? Like I said, this is a great thing, but at the end of the day, don't feel like you need to copy what someone else said just because there's money tied to it. Realize that what you want to do is just as great, despite if it doesn't bring in a lot of money at the end of the day. Because being able to being able to chase your dreams is still very much important. That's being able to put money on the table. Of course, you want your dream, especially in this economy, to be able to put money on the table and to provide. But at the end of the day, don't feel like you just need to do what's acceptable, because you may not like what's accessible or to others acceptable. For instance, let's say you have a dream of being a zookeeper, right? You love animals, and you love making kids happy. You see it as a great opportunity to do both, right? People, especially children, like to go to the zoo. They like to see new animals they never seen, or especially that they won't be able to see in their environment, right? So you figure that that'd be a great place to make you feel like you have a purpose and make you feel like you're doing something, right? That's great. Follow that. Don't feel like you need to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever crazy occupation that just ties to a bunch of cash just because of that. Don't just factor in the money the whole time. Like I said, of course you want to be making money, but just do it in a way that you feel comfortable, do it in a way that you feel is best for you. Other than social media, yes, there are a bunch of things that can be peer pressuring people to go into jobs and occupations that, yeah, they feel like in the future may not be beneficial for them. Like I said in a previous video, this is why I try to encourage people to just do something that they feel passionate about. It is very hard to try to translate your passion into something that could make money. That is understandable, especially if your passion isn't something that's known for making a lot of money. But at the end of the day, it's still very much important to try to incorporate that passion just a little bit, so that if you do find a job that kind of relates to your passion in a sense, it will never truly feel like work. It'll feel like you're making a difference. It'll feel like you're accessing your true self and your true purpose. And overall, you will never fully despise what you do. Other than some people who just, like I said, they just do it to do it because there's money involved, or just because someone said it makes a lot of money or told them they should do it, or because maybe their parent or relative does it, or a lot of people in the society does it. Whatever the case may be, there are a lot of things that can peer pressure someone into going for a different occupation than what they really might want to do. And just as much as social media can affect any other thing, it also heavily can affect relationships, right? Maybe you've seen them TikToks where it just kind of like hints at your partner cheating for whatever apparent reason, knowing that it most likely does not apply to your relationship whatsoever. But since you see on the internet and it slightly correlates to what problems may be existing in your relationship, you believe it could be true. Or also, like I said before, you see them couples swapping phones and you think that, because all these other couples are failing and that one of their partners is being sneaky, your partner could be sneaky too. Do not let these things affect your life. Like I said, you do not want to believe everything you see on the internet, and you don't want to just take it all in because it's very unnecessary. If it does not need to be applied, if it does not even show a little bit of truth in it whatsoever, just don't believe it. It's not, like I said, a lot of these apps are just, yeah, they're just good for entertainment, and some of them could be good for motivation, right? Like I see a lot of motivational quotes or videos may pop up, and those things are good. But sitting on TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, and letting the abundance of videos just kind of like bring your mood down because it just talks about cheating or, I don't know, depression videos or just whatever the case may be. These are things that will ultimately hurt you and just keep you in this cycle of just scrolling, and ultimately your health is just declining because you're not allowing yourself to back away, take a step back, and just breathe and understand that all these videos that you're scrolling through don't matter. They don't matter because once you close your phone, none of it applies to your life. That person that you just seen when you last opened TikTok, you'll probably never see again. At least never in real life, right? That video that you watched that talked about your partner cheating if they did A, B, C, and D, whatever. Your partner is probably not cheating, even if they do them things, right? Just because they text you 5 minutes later, whatever. Do not believe any of this nonsense, right? Understand that it's your life and that you have control over it. You have control over your emotions, and only apply the things that will benefit you in the long run. So apply those motivational quotes, apply the advice that is given to you, most likely through a real person that you understand, that you know. Don't just take all these random things that you see flying in because you sat the last 2 hours on TikTok just scrolling. You do not want to believe these things. You do not want to let these things affect your relationship and your trust for your partner. You do not want to let these things affect what you are most passionate about and what you want for your future. You do not want to let these things just affect your views and overall emotions, as this is what I was trying to explain throughout the whole video, because that's what social media tends to do. It tends to throw people's overall views off, emotions off, because yeah, there's an abundance of things to find on the internet, but there are also a bunch of things that are flawed and misinformation that you can also find on it just as much. So that's why everything you see, just always take with a grain of salt. If it's not pure entertainment, just so you get some laughs out, just don't pay any attention because it probably won't benefit you at the end of the day. But a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people just sit there and just kind of like overthink what they just saw. And we've probably all been there before. So it's not like this is something that we're just new to. But it's also important that if you experience that and you notice, tell people this too. Because some people may not know it. And what they're doing is they're just letting these things that they see pop up left and right really dictate how they move about their life. And like I said, if it's not beneficial, don't do that, because what you end up doing is letting these videos and different things that you see really corrupt your judgment, corrupt your views, corrupt how you think, and then it makes you ultimately move differently in a way that probably won't benefit you now and not in the future. That's why it's very important to just understand that social media is just a place to just do nonsense, right? And a lot of people that you see on social media are probably not who they are in real life either, right? That famous TikTok girl that you just seen that you believe is the most beautiful person on earth. Not saying that she might not be beautiful in person, but a lot of that could come from enhancers to make her look that way. Whether those be filters, whether those be makeup, whatever, right? Or maybe you see her, like I said, as the most beautiful person in the world, but a lot of her comments are giving her backlash because they don't see her that way, right? So social media is a bunch of places and a bunch of things just all jumbled up. And when you just mix random things together, it's probably not going to go any good. Or the same person that you just seen flexing $1 million on a yacht in Dubai or something, right? They could probably be faking altogether. They may not be in Dubai. That may not be their $1 million. The yacht that they are on may not even be theirs. There are a bunch of people that would just fake it in terms of hoping that they will make it, because people would just believe whatever they see. You see someone quote unquote successful and you like that, you give them the attention that they're looking for. The whole time they're not really successful. They're just flaunting, they're just faking it. It's just a facade, right? But they do it because they know that people are very gullible and just will believe whatever they see in a heartbeat, especially coming from one of the most untrustworthy places there are, legit, the internet. If you are not getting it from a certified website or a book or something, it's probably not what it really is. And people can just easily spread the misinformation all the time. Yet some people will just still see that and just believe it, jaw dropped, just amazed, as if they just found out the secret of life or something, right? And for those people that do that, you just want to be careful, because like I said, it will not go great at all, right? These things will just make you look at other things in life and just make you wish you did differently or wish they were differently, just so that it can match the narrative and perspective of what you just watched. But just understand that your life has just as much value and just as much importance, and blessings will come just as much as the life that you just watched 30 seconds of. The little 30-second little inside view that you got of this person, right? You will get that too, but at a different time. Not everyone will be at the same time, not everyone will be at the same pace, and not everyone will get the same thing, of course, right? But if you work towards it, if you want to get that in your own way, it will come due time. Don't think that you have to change things up, rush yourself, take things out of your life just so it fits theirs, any of that. Just allow everything to do its own thing, and it'll end up forming itself, right? And you'll appreciate that much more, instead of you trying to control everything, trying to control when it will occur, who may allow it to occur. You're trying to get rid of all your friends because the person that was successful said, oh, they had no friends, they was just dumb, and that allowed them to grind a lot more to get what they want. That may not apply to you. If anything, your friends may help you grind a lot more. They may help you with the grind, right? But for his life, his narrative, his journey, that may have been his successor anyways, and that's what may have helped him get there, right? Your friends can help you get there. So don't just think you have to do whatever works because it worked for someone else, because it probably won't work for you. Same way only a percentage of people will get drafted to, professional sport leagues and everything. The same way only a certain amount of people will become successful, right? But don't just think you have to copy and paste what this person did because it worked for them, because it may not work for you. And that's what people just have to understand about social media, because not everything will fit the narrative for everyone. Just do what works for you, allow that to process, and just build on that. Don't change it to fit for someone else or any of that, because it's for you, not anyone else. That's gonna be all for this video. I just wanted to cover that briefly, and then in the next video I'll cover something else more along the lines of steady relationships. But thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next one.